13.2, question 10. Function, right? So actually the given information that we have to help us solve this question, okay, is firstly the equation of the curve and also the fact that y is an increasing function, which we can draw reference to what we already know, that dy over dx has to be more than 0. Okay, so that's how we could be breaking down the question to help us go about solving. Okay, so we need to go and find our dy over dx in order to use our increasing function information, and that would give us 12x squared plus 8px plus 16. Okay, so using the increasing function information, we arrive at this. Okay, I'm confident that most of you can arrive up to this stage just by the information from the question alone. Then, okay, the problem is how to continue. Okay, so question wants us to find the value of p. Okay, down here we also have x. It is not about our quadratic inequality solving anymore because there's both p and x itself. Okay, so how do I actually remove the x from the thing that we have over here? Okay, how do we continue? Right, so we have to interpret this equation here, okay, in a different manner. Rather than thinking about this as dy over dx more than 0, I want us to also observe that this is a quadratic expression because highest power 2. Okay, so this quadratic thing, okay, is more than 0. In other words, always positive. Okay, I hope that rings a little bit of a bell. Okay, a nice bell, just like the chime just now, I hope. Okay, so the quadratic expression here is always positive, going back all the way to our beginning. Okay, always positive means quadratic curve always above the x-axis because always positive, right? Your y values are always positive. Okay, then we know that since quadratic always positive doesn't intersect with the x-axis, that means that our discriminant, okay, no intersection, our discriminant b squared minus 4ac will have to be what? Will have to be what? Less than 0, okay? Okay, so this is the thing that you need to draw connection to in order for you to actually solve, right? If down here is cubic, then there's no way for us to solve really. In fact, it wouldn't ever be cubic, okay? Because we have no skills, okay? Even myself, I don't know what to do, okay? If it is cubic and more than 0, I'll likely have to use a computer, okay? So we need to observe that this is quadratic, always positive. B squared minus 4ac less than 0. So going to this quadratic expression, we find the discriminant that will actually be B is 8p square minus 4, A is 12, C is 16. Okay, that is 768. So 64p square minus 768 is less than 0. Okay, so that's so-called how we get rid of the x. And we focus on the p. Okay. Then now, right, how to solve. Okay. I'm just going to write something on the whiteboard first. I want you to go and think, am I right or not? Okay. Okay, and then this is the answer. Do you think am I right? What do you all think? Yes, right. I see Sishue saying yes, right. Okay, it's a quadratic inequality. So what I did over here was I bring the 768 to the right? Okay, then after I divide by 64, right? So up to here, I think the steps do make sense. Where I shift, okay, because in my inequality, like I mentioned yesterday, I can add both sides, minus both sides, multiply both sides, divide both sides. Only plus minus times divide. Okay, so what I did is plus both sides 768, divide both sides 64. Okay, but the problem is this part here. Okay, can I square root both sides? Right, so yesterday we said that we cannot square root both sides because square root is not an operation. Okay, so you can do that for equation, equal sign, but if it's an inequality, I cannot do that. Okay, so how do we go about solving then? Okay, we have to fall back to quadratic inequality solving. Going back to this, factorize. Okay, so this is the part where you got calculator also doesn't help you because you will never get an exact value. Okay, so you must know how to factorize using your a squared minus b squared. Okay, yeah, use a green marker. Okay, so a minus b, a plus b factorization. Okay, so that's why it's very critical that we actually know how to do factorization. Don't just rely on your calculator for everything quadratic. Okay, so from here already, we're looking at the curve, happy face because coefficient of p squared is positive. Our intersection here is negative root 12 and root 12. Okay, less than 0 means the things that are below the axis. So that means this range here. Therefore, our answer should be between negative root 12 and 12. Negative root 12 and root 12. Okay. So I want us to remind ourselves that cannot square root both sides. problem sum, okay, drawing reference to like real life, okay. So they use this equation to model a situation whereby T represents the temperature of a metal piece itself, okay, that is measured in Fahrenheit, okay, another unit for temperature. Then after that, it is actually being modeled by negative 5x squared plus 90x plus 65. So a quadratic expression over here. Okay. Then x actually refers to the time after undergoing chemical finishing process. The question wants us to determine when the metal starts cooling. Okay. So how is this question even related to our increasing and decreasing function? Right? Okay. It doesn't really it isn't very obvious, okay, that we have to relate it to increasing, decreasing function itself. Right? So let me show you how actually can we use of the concept. Okay? So with our T, that is this, okay, we can find out what is the rate of cooling or rate of temperature change, that is by dt over dx. Okay, so since this question appears in our differentiation topic, intuitively we know we have to differentiate. And there's only one thing for us to differentiate, so we differentiate that. Okay? Now, this is actually a quadratic function. So if you understand how this quadratic function looks like, it is a coefficient of negative. It is actually a set phase. Okay? That means that progressively over time, your temperature at first increases, then at a certain point it starts to decrease. Okay? So that's how we understand this equation itself. Right? The temperature increases for a certain period of time, then it decreases. The question is asking when the metal starts cooling. That means that we want to know what is the range of time over here when the metal starts cooling. And by cooling, it means temperature is dropping, our temperature is decreasing, so we are looking at decreasing function. So our dy over dx has to be less than 0, or in this case dt over dx. Okay, so therefore negative 10x plus 90 has to be less than 0. And then we're dividing both sides by negative 10, so inequality flips, we get positive 9. So x is more than 9. Okay, so the metal actually starts cooling after 9 seconds. Okay, the question did not ask for the range of values of x. It asked for a certain time that it starts cooling. So having this statement is critical, okay, to answer the question. Questions 4, 5, 8, 9, okay, I want you to finish and submit this homework by Friday is too much, right? Okay. Monday can? Okay. Next. It's got 20 minutes to go.